Yo, what up? This is Hopsin. You watching Hard Knock TV with the homie Nick Huff. You ask good questions, man. You ask really good questions. Yeah.
Sick of this bullshit. Niggas call me a sellout, cause I hopped in Christianity so strongly then I fell out. Now I'm avoiding questions like a scared dog with his tail down. Feeling so damn humiliated cause they looking at me like I'm hellbound. What story should I tell now? I'll just expose the truth. I'm so close to the fucking edge, I should be close to you. But who the fuck are you? You never show the proof. And I'm only fucking human, yo, what am I supposed to do?
Last time we talked, you felt like you lost yourself.
Yeah.
I think you were reaching out for help. I mean, like, you had that video, I need help, you know, your faith in God, you know, you're questioning that, and this is pre-Illmind 7, this is pre I need help video. So just walk me through a little bit of what has happened since then. How you feeling about life right now?
Well, since then, yeah, I've gone through a lot. I've been on a huge emotional roller coaster. I did the Knock Madness album came out in late 2013, and then early 2014 I did the Knock Madness tour, which I wasn't happy on at all. I didn't want to be on that tour. I hated it, not because it was a bad tour, but just because I didn't really like the album, and on top of that, I just didn't know how or who I wanted to be exactly, and and I didn't know how to. I was just uncomfortable in my own skin, only because I had so many questions about life, and things just weren't making sense. And I could easily have followed through with everything and just be a pretend human being, where it's just like I just go through the motions of being a rapper and just play the image and play the part. But I just wasn't satisfied with that because when it comes to me, I always just feel like. I'm just thinking about life. I'm just thinking about a bigger picture. So, and when I was on the Knock Madness tour, I just started thinking about life. I started questioning God. I was praying a lot, and I was just really emotional, and I was going through a breakup situation as well. So, and I just felt like I needed to just be home, and I was over the rap thing. I was like, man, what the hell am I doing, man? I felt I didn't get the respect and the credit that I deserve, and on top of that. Like I said, I wasn't satisfied with the album. I just wanted to be home and just find myself as a human being. And then once I got off the tour, I had just come to realization, like I just started questioning things like, man, is God a real thing? Am I reaching out to somebody that is never going to respond back? And the responses that I had thought I got in the past, were those real? Or was it just me just making up stuff in my head, just kind of, seeing little signs going, oh, that's God talking to me. Oh, I just didn't know. So the Illmind time was coming up July 18th, which that's the time that I always usually release them. And I just really had something to talk about. And I felt like I know there's a lot of people in the world who feel that way. And I knew it was a touchy subject, but I just, like, it's better I feel like I just have to be real and just talk about it. Even if it does sound like I'm losing my mind, like that I'm an artist and I feel like that's just what I do. That's how I vent, because like I can't really talk to anybody else about it. So when I make a beat and rap over it, that's me venting. So I made the Illmind 7, and just talking about how I kind of like fell out of Christianity and the reasons why, and the reasons why I question everything. And I was and the song is still like I guess a cry for help in a way where it's like, God, I want you to be real. I want you to be real, but I just can't trust human beings. So, like, please, like, tell me something. Like, am I going crazy? I don't know what it is, because if he did come down or something happened where it's just like a fact that he's real, then I would have no problem, like, dedicating 100% of my life and time to him or it, whatever it is. But it's like I just haven't really seen anything. So I just had to, and it's not a song with me. I'm not dissing God or dissing the Bible. It's just me speaking strictly from a human perspective, where I have a wise brain that I can analyze things, and it's just me speaking from a perspective of a human being who's just curious. That's all. And I'm yelling, but that's because it doesn't mean like I'm mad at God. It's just more of God, if whoever he is, whatever it is, built this. So I'm just using my vocals to yell at him in the sky to really get the point across. Like I need to see something else. I just can't follow it anymore. Doesn't mean I'll be this way permanently for the rest of my life, but at this moment in time, that's just kind of where I'm at. So I made that Illmind 7 song, and
how'd you feel about the responses?
I didn't even look at any, till this day, I've never looked at one response, aside from the people in my circle. Dizzy called me the day of release, and was like, yo, you okay, man? You know, it's not cool hearing about my homies fall out of touch with God. Just want to make sure you're straight. And Dizzy called, but I didn't want to hear it, because it was just like, I didn't do it to hear people's responses. I just had to vent. I put it out, never read one comment on that YouTube channel till this day. Didn't look at one review. because I don't care.
I talk to some people about it. It's definitely a conversation starter. Personally, I feel like questioning is healthy. It's like
it is.
Following something blindly to me is not really following something. It's to question and to wonder, and that is faith.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, everyone has their own faith.
I agree. I tell people that all the time because I run into a lot of people. They're like, yeah, man, I don't believe in God either. And I'm like, you're like, I don't like that. That puts off a bad energy. I'm like, I'm not like you though, because I actually investigated and I want to get to know God. Like I want God to be real, and I'm still on my quest to find why I'm here, find God. These people are just like, Bible, church, so stupid, bro. I don't care. And it's like I'm not one of those people. Like I really investigate, and I'm not saying I have all the answers. I'm still, like I said, I'm still on my journey. But yeah, I'm not. I want to believe, so I'm still like trying to make sense of everything. So I'm not one of those people who just like I don't care about it, never going to church. I don't care, get it out of my face. Like I want it in my face so I can analyze it and really understand what it's about. And yeah, so I'm hoping one day I can just either run into a situation where I'm like, oh, I get it now, I see it, I feel it, or run into somebody who can deliver the message to me in a way where I can really understand it. But so far, man, that's just where I'm at.
You have a lot of lines in there that I want to talk about. One of the parts that kind of stood out is when you were talking about heaven.
Yeah.
My lifestyle I got in heaven is all in my brain, and when I feel it, I'm in hell. My ideas are what gets me through the pain.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I've struggled through this idea of heaven and hell, and there's an afterlife and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I'm not talking for anyone, just for me,
I got you.
I feel like heaven is a place on earth. Heaven is the state of what we're in, what we live through. It's like if you're at peace with yourself, if you find, a connection to the world or whatever, that is heaven.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
if you're constantly, doing things that you feel guilty about or whatever, then that's hell. Because it's like you don't get to fully appreciate what life has to offer you.
Yeah.
So when you said the part about heaven being in the brain, I was like, oh shit. That's kind of what,
Yeah.
In my mind, that's always kind of how I interpret it. Whether there is afterlife or there isn't afterlife, that's also a whole different subject. But
Yeah.
there is something to me about heaven on earth, which is being at peace with what everyone's doing. Not necessarily because you're following a certain book or because you're following a certain religion, but just following what your own calling is and being at ease with what that is.
Yeah. And I do feel like if God is real and he did give a piece of himself to us, it is our brain. And because the brain is so intricate and like it can do so many things and people sleep on it. It's not just a piece of meat in there that just, it can do so much. Like you can analyze things, you can pick apart things, you can understand them, you can get answers from it. You can shut your brain off and not get anything. Like the brain is so powerful. You can put two people in the same room and have a situation going on, and they could take in two different types of information from that situation, and one could be more beneficial to where, okay, let's just say two guys who are broke and they grew up in the hood and they want to get out and they want to be successful one day in something. You got one guy, his brain's like, I'm gonna do what everybody else is doing in my neighborhood, and I'm a gangbang, I'm gonna do this and that, I'm gonna just not follow the rules and just do whatever my homies are doing on the block. And you got the other dude who sees a bigger picture where his brain's going, I see the OG in the hood, he didn't really get too far. And he's 40 some years old and he's still here. And if he's the leader of this whole thing and that's how far he got, I want to be bigger than that. And there's a whole world out there. So his brain, the brain can do that and it can analyze. And then years later, that guy can be in a situation where he's, a multi-millionaire coming from not having any money on welfare to being a multi-millionaire and owning multiple businesses. Or it's not about having money or anything like that. He can just be in a whole new place. And I know this firsthand, like the brain is so powerful. And I feel like I don't know what God is or anything, but the brain is definitely a godly organ because it's so powerful. It is extremely powerful. And once you understand how to use the brain, you can maneuver your way through life and you can make heaven on earth. You can make heaven everywhere you go. And that's what I've been trying to do and tap into. But this is no religion. This is no Scientology thing. This is just me being a human being. Right. It's just me understanding what I am. And that's all it is. So, I've been in situations where just because I know how to use my mind, where it seemed like something's about to pop off, like go down, where it's like, dude, there's no way out of this without me getting beat up or somebody getting hurt in this situation. And the brain just starts going just like RoboCop, like, and then it's like, okay, let me bring my emotional level here. Let me bring my cool. It's whatever I have to do to adjust myself, to adjust everybody else and work the whole situation to where it all ends cool. And then I walk away like, I did that and they have no idea what I just did. Like I diffused the whole situation and they just think that it just happened like naturally. And I walk away like, damn, like the mind is powerful. And even just me, like, just thinking about how poor I used to be and me just wanting to become a rapper and even being like being a movie or acting and I just always had these ideas and I brought them to life, man. Like, this is all my brain. Everybody has one, and people act like they don't have one. People are like, man, you're talented. Like, nah, dude, I just got a brain. Like, you have one too. You have one, everybody has one. And people just sleep on themselves.
What do you think causes people to sleep on themselves?
Society not fully teaching things the right way. Or even I mean, teachers may not even understand this type of stuff. I just feel like from the moment we're born and the schooling system and everything, like they teach us things that we definitely need to know. How to talk, ABCs, all that. We need to know that. How to count, the basics of life. But there's more to life than those basics. So there's a stronger level of basics as well that they're just kind of covering up, and they're saying, here, learn this, learn your ABCs, learn how to read. Here's the Goosebumps book. Now move over to whatever book you're gonna read in high school, and then learn some whatever this and that, and then spit you out, go to college. But these people, like, they know things like by the book, but they don't know how to be human. That's what they don't know, how to be human. And I run into these people all the time, and I'm like, dude, you're really smart. You know exactly when whatever event happened in time, all this, but you have no idea what you are. And it's crazy to see that. So I think what causes that, just the way, just the schooling system, even parents. A lot of parents, like our society's parents aren't really that smart. So no disrespect to yours or anything, I'm just saying in general, they're not really that smart, because they don't even know these things, because they fell under the system too, and under in the matrix, and then they grow to have kids, and it's just a big old fucked up ass generation of kids who don't know anything, and nobody's putting their foot down going, I'm going to change this. I'm going to be the change in my generation, so we don't have to deal with this anymore, so we can actually see what's going on.